Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to live Storytime. My name is Miss Mary, and I'm so happy to be with you today. Please say hello in the comments so that I can give you a shout out. As always, I like to wait just a little bit for some people to arrive, and so we'll just do that. I have some great stories for you today. I was thinking about what I wanted my theme to be this week, and I came across a lovely book, and it was about going outside and appreciating like nature and things like that. So I went with kind of a mindfulness slash feelings theme for today. So I have some great stories to share with you, and there's one in my pile that I read back like last March. So I usually don't repeat stories, but I might repeat a story today. We'll see. I see some people have arrived, so please say hello in the comments so that I can give you a shout out, a proper shout out. And just a couple of quick things about comments. There is a bit of a delay, so sometimes I don't see your comment right away, and it doesn't mean that I'm ignoring you. It just means I haven't seen it yet. And as soon as I do see your comment, I'll be sure to give you a proper shout out. Also, if I'm in the middle of a story, I don't do shout outs when I'm in the middle of a story. I wait till the end. So if I don't see a comment right away, like if I see a comment while I'm reading, I wait. So that's it. I hope everyone is well and enjoying the pretty weather outside. I think it's going to rain tomorrow and Friday, so if you can, get outside today after story time. All right, you know what? Let's get started. There's also like the one book in my pile that's really more about feelings than mindfulness. It's a little bit of both. I think we can all relate to that story, and you'll see why. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's get started with my first book. Just like to adjust my screen a little bit from what I'm reading. So my first book is called Finding Beauty by Talitha Shipman. I just thought, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but talk about a beautiful cover. I found beauty right on here. So let's read this book and see what it's about. See where we can find beauty, right? Okay, there we go. Okay. When you were a baby, everyone said, "What a beautiful girl." They saw your sweet little face, your button nose. You were perfect from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. But there's a secret not everyone knows. Beauty surrounds you if you look for it. In things big, like a tree, right? Trees are beautiful, especially now that they're blooming. And small. Look at that little ladybug. And ladybugs are good luck. Did you know that? You might find beauty by yourself or with a friend. You can find beauty in numbers. Miss Mary just finds a lot of confusion in numbers, but I appreciate those who find beauty in numbers for sure. And in stars too many to count. And you see the constellations and a shooting star. Those are all beautiful. And then one day, because you have been looking, beauty will find you. It will be in everyone you meet. It will waft from windows. Oh, beauty and music, right? We have a little girl playing the violin. And peek around corners. Beauty may whisper a poem, sing a song, paint a picture, right? Beauty will call from broken things too. Coming soon, a community garden. We read a story a couple of weeks ago, right? About how they turned like an old lot that was yucky and dingy and dirty. They turned it into a beautiful community garden. So there's even potential for beauty in things that are run down. And when you are sad, beauty will fly to you. Oh. In spring flowers, summer storms, falling leaves, and sparkling snow. That's right. I always say it that even though fall and winter are my favorite seasons, there is beauty in every season. And from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, you will find beauty wherever you go. So that is finding beauty. Okay, I have a couple of comments. Hi, Amy. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. And we have a comment from Michael. I'm a bit old to be a kid, but I love listening to the stories. You know what I say, Michael? You are never too old to be hearing a story. So thank you for tuning in. And I actually know someone else. I want to say hi to Paulette. One of my lovely, lovely coworkers tunes in every week at night. She can't watch it during the day because she's here, but she tunes in every week, and I just adore her for that. That is so sweet, and she finds comfort in the stories too. So you're never too old to hear a story. So thank you for tuning in, Michael. Okay. This is the story that I was talking about that I first saw, and I said, this is going to be my theme. This is kind of like a mindful book about being outside. So it's a quiet story and a thoughtful story. Okay, here we go. Once we were part of outside, and outside was part of us. There was nothing between us. Now, sometimes even when we're outside, we're inside, right? She's inside the car. So she's technically outside, but not really. It's not the same. We forget outside is there. So outside reminds us with flashes at the window and slow magic tricks. So like flashes of lightning or a butterfly coming out of its cocoon. It sends the sunset and shadows inside to play. Outside sings to us with chirps and rustles and tap-taps on the roof. It beckons with smells, sun-baked, fresh, and mysterious. That's true. Outside does have a smell to it. It's like fresh and free. Yeah, it does. Outside feeds us. Sun, rain, and seeds become warm bread and berries. Outside cuddles us in clothes that were once puffs of cotton. It holds us in wooden chairs, once trees. We feel outside in the warm weight of our cats and the rough fur of our dogs. Outside shows us there is a time to rest and a time to start fresh. Outside steals inside, a spider seeking shelter, a box elder bug in the bath, a tiny snail on kale. Even rivers come inside, cool water rushing, eager to return to the sea. I'm here, outside says. I miss you. Outside waits. And we answer. That is the story of Outside In by Deborah Underwood. And we have a comment from Amy. Brian says, outside smells like air. You're not wrong, Brian. It totally smells like air outside, but breathe deep the next time you're outside, right? Breathe deep and maybe you'll smell fresh air. Or sometimes you can almost smell when it's about to rain. So tomorrow when it's raining, you can go outside and smell the rain. When you stop to pay attention to those things, you really notice it. But yeah, air definitely, I always say that I can smell when snow is coming. And some people laugh at me for that, but I think it's a thing that you can smell snow in the air. It feels clean and fresh and cold, but good cold. That could just be because I love winter. But I can totally smell snow in the air and rain. So outside smells like air. I love that. You are definitely not wrong, Brian. Okay, so this next book is one that I was thinking is very relatable during these times. I think we've all been a bit worried at times, and sometimes it's been scary, but we've all got each other, and that's what really matters. So this is called The Worrysaurus by Rachel Bright. And this poor little guy likes organization, and he doesn't like when things change. So Miss Mary can relate. So let's see what happens. On a hot and sunny morning, under lovely clear blue skies, a little Worrysaurus was opening his eyes. Okay, here he is. He brushed his tiny pointy teeth, then washed his top and tail. He packed a little bag of snacks and set off on a trail. He skipped along with happy legs across the golden sand and thought about the day he had plotted, sketched, and planned. Okay, so he has a plan, so I don't know, we'll see how this goes. A yummy, lovely picnic, a delicious summer spread. Worrysaurus liked it when he knew what lay ahead. I think we all do, right? But he hadn't gotten far, you see. It hadn't been that long before his busy head dreamed up some things that might go wrong. Had he made enough to eat today? And brought enough to drink? This Worrysaurus often was a one to overthink. Oh, Worrysaurus, I hear ya. All the time. What if I get lost, he thought, or trip and have a fall? His happy legs were slowing to a snuffly, shuffly crawl. Worrysaurus liked it when he felt he was prepared. Unexpected happenings, they made him feel quite scared. So when? Suddenly, from nowhere, a lizard skittered by, shouting in a squeaky yelp and pointing at the sky. I think a storm is coming. I heard it's on its way. Well, that really put a cloud above his Worrysaurus day. Poor Worrysaurus. A storm? Said Worrysaurus, when it's so dry and hot and sunny. But the news became a butterfly that flittered in his tummy. I'm not ready for the rain, he said. I haven't got my wellies. Those are boots. His teeth began to chatter and his knees, they turned to jellies. And all the while the sky was blue, the sun it shone and shone. But now his lovely picnic thoughts were definitely gone. Should he find a cave to shelter or run back home and hide? His little worry butterfly grew very strong inside, so he feels like he has a butterfly fluttering in his tummy because he's so nervous. But then he thought of something that his mommy liked to say. "Oh, my little worrysaurus, chase that butterfly away. Don't you worry now, my lovely, you must try not to fret. If it's not a happy ending, then it hasn't ended yet." So he reached into his bag just then to find a little tin. It helped him with his worries, and it had happy things within. A special stick, his teddy Ned, a pebble, and a letter. And he held them one by one, so everything felt better. Then he put away his tin and all the worries in his head, freed his little butterfly for happy thoughts instead. "I'll stand up tall, I can be strong, I'll chase my fears away. All is good and all is well, and everything's okay." And with those little wordlings, he calmed his busy brain, since when the sun is shining, why worry it will rain? So he shared his little picnic with the lizard in the sun, and they laughed at all their worrying and really had some fun. Since when you're in the moment, there's no need to run or hide, and then the only butterflies will be the ones outside. Aw, and then he's chasing a little butterfly. So, what I really loved about this book, I loved this page right here. Since when the sun is shining, why worry it will rain? Just enjoy the sun while you have it. So just enjoy the little things, enjoy the fun and the happy days and stuff like that. And I also like the page where he's holding the things that make him feel better. So that's always a good idea too. So that was a combination of being mindful and realizing your feelings and then having some fun with a friend, you know? So loved that story, the Worrysaurus. Okay. As always, if you're here, please say hello in the comments so that I can give you a nice shout out. I also want to give a shout out to a couple of children that I know tune in after the fact, not during the live, but and also to a couple of girls who always tune into the live but couldn't this week. So I want to say hello to Sadie and Callie. I miss you girls this week and your questions, so I look forward to more questions at a future story time. And also to Amelia and Rose. Hello, girls. And there's one more, but I'm blanking on her name. So I'm going to read my book and hopefully remember who I want to give a shout out to. So this is actually another book. Is this the same author? No. Nope. To Deborah, but not the same author. Okay. So this is by Deborah Friedman, and it's called Shy. Shy was happiest between the pages of a book. Me too. He liked to read about once upon a time and in a land far away by the edge of the sea and stories like that. Shy's favorite books were about birds. Birds the color of jewels, birds who flew faster than wind, birds who could chirp 1,000 melodies. But Shy had never actually heard a bird. None of his books could sing. Then, one day, a real bird flew by. She was singing a real song. It was beautiful. Shy was enchanted. He longed to meet her. Treat, treat, treat. But Shy didn't know how to talk to a bird. What if he stuttered? What if he blushed? What if... Shy's a bit worried too, right? Then, just like that, the bird was gone. Tree-lee-lee-lee. Shy wanted to follow, but he'd never been to a land far away. Still, he hated to lose her. So for the first time ever, Shy left home. That's pretty brave, right? He made his way over acres and acres. Shy felt like he was walking through one of his books, though it was all far more wondrous than it ever looked in pictures. Along his way, Shy saw remarkable creatures. And then he suddenly heard, could it be, a whole chorus of birds? Was one of them his bird? Shy listened very closely. Coo, coo, twit, chickadee-dee. Treep, treep, tree. That one's it. It was his bird. She sparkled just like the sun and the sea. Shy had never imagined the world was so grand. Perhaps one day he would try to... Did I skip a page? Oh. Perhaps one day he would try to see more. With the bird, Shy thought he could go anywhere. But of course, he would have to speak to her first. Shy took a deep breath. His heart thumped. He looked up. But he could no longer find her. The bird was gone. Broken-hearted, Shy went home. He stayed awake until morning, looking at his books. He had been to a land far away. He had seen real birds, birds colored like jewels, birds faster than wind. Shy imagined his books could almost sing. Treep, treep, tree. Treep, treep, treep. The singing was real, but it flew right by and drifted away. True-lee-lee-lee, true-lee-lee. No, Shy could not bear to lose her again. Tweep, tweep, tweep. We finally see Shy. There he is. And just like that, the bird was back. And just like that, Shy whispered, I'm Shy. The bird blushed. I'm Florence. And then she fluttered to Shy's book. So Shy read to her. Once upon a time, in a land far away by the edge of the sea, there was a bird. More, said Florence. Shy smiled. There was a bird named Florence who found a friend called Shy. You see them together. And that is the story of Shy by Deborah Friedman. Okay. I love that. Just quiet stories this week that are so sweet and, thoughtful, mindful. And I've decided that I am going to read that repeat book. I have never repeated a book in my over a year of doing live story times. But this one just really fits in today, and I really like it. So this is called Little Elliot, Big City by Mike Corrado. And like I said, I read this one back in like last March. So Oh, you're welcome, Brian. I'm glad you're enjoying the stories. So this is my list. He was different in many ways. You can see he has spots. Most elephants don't have spots, right? Little Elliot loved living in a big city, but sometimes it was hard being so small in such a huge place. I think what I love about this book is that it's so like old-fashioned drawings, like old cars, old buses, and they never say it, but it's like clearly New York City. He had to be careful not to be stepped on. Oh, that would scare me. To be little in such a big place. He had trouble opening doors, and he could never catch a cab. Even life at home was a bit challenging. Oh my, he has to get up on a chair, to get up on the counter, just to get his ice cream out of the freezer. He has to do something similar just to brush his teeth. He has to sit in the sink to wash his dishes. Still, Elliot enjoyed the little things, small treasures, and most of all, cupcakes. I'm with you, Elliot. I like cupcakes too. One day, Elliot tried to buy a cupcake, but no one noticed him. Poor Elliot. But you notice that little girl notices him. She probably feels the same way sometimes, right? Walking home, Elliot was so sad that he barely noticed a thing, until he saw someone even littler than himself, who had an even bigger problem. "Hello, Mouse. What is wrong?" asked Elliot. "I'm trying to reach some food, but I'm too small," said Mouse, "and I'm so very hungry." "I can help," said Elliot. Look what he did. He used his trunk. Elliot felt like the tallest elephant in the world. When you have a good friend, that's how it makes you feel, right? The next day, Mouse came with Elliot to the bakery. Okay, there's no missing him now. Elliot finally got his cupcake. And something even better. A friend to share it. Okay, so that was Little Elliot, Big City. One of like the only book, like I said, that I've repeated over the past year plus. But I just love that story. Again, a quiet story, a simple story of feeling like you're not noticed, like you're too small, you're no one's noticing you, things like that. And then Elliot saw the mouse who needed help, helped the mouse, and they became fast friends and they helped each other. So I just love that story. So that is it for me today. I again hope you enjoy the beautiful weather outside if you're local, and if you're not local, I hope the weather is beautiful by you as well. Get outside, breathe some of that fresh air, look for some beauty. It's out there. Flowers are growing. The trees are blossoming, and I know that can hurt some people's allergies. So hopefully that's not you. But if you can, get outside and enjoy it. So until next week, I'm wishing you a good week. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you next week with more stories. Bye, everyone.